So I was reading through this article on Al Jazeera. This article is about the reactions of world leaders on the Iranian attack on Israel that took place last night. Now, all the Western leaders are basically all saying exactly the same thing. You know, whenever something big happens, it's almost like they get together in some kind of meeting discussing whatever they're going to say, and then they basically all say exactly the same thing. So let's take a look at some examples. So we have President Joe Biden from the United States. So President Joe Biden condemned the Iranian attacks and pledges a coordinated G7 diplomatic response. All right. Then we have the United Kingdom. So Prime Minister Rishi Sunak described Iran's actions as reckless, and I quote, "Iran has once again demonstrated that it is intent on sowing chaos in its own backyard. The UK will continue to stand up for Israel's security and that of all our regional partners, including Jordan and Iraq." Okay, we have Canada next. So Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau told reporters in Ottawa that his country, quote, unequivocally condemns Iran's airborne attacks. Let's do one more. The European Union, so the EU strongly condemns the unacceptable Iranian attacks against Israel. So again, they're basically saying exactly the same thing. They're all strongly condemning the Iranian actions, the Iranian attacks. Iran is reckless, irresponsible. You know, they're basically accusing Iran of escalating the situation. Basically, all blame has been put on Iran. But here's the thing. I mean, don't we all know that this attack by Iran was a retaliation of an Israeli attack? In fact, Israel has attacked multiple Iranian targets. Now, this last attack that took place some days ago was an Israeli strike on an Iranian consulate in Syria that killed 7 people, including 2 Iranian generals. Now, an attack on a consulate is widely considered as an attack on that specific country. So, for example, if you attack an Iranian consulate, it's widely considered as an attack on Iran itself. Now, of course, in principle, I'm against all forms of violence. But within that context, so within the context of international diplomacy and international warfare, doesn't Iran have every right to retaliate? I mean, let's say that a US consulate in Turkey was attacked by, let's say, Thailand. What do you think the United States would do? Do you think they would say, well, you know, this attack happened, but, you know, we don't want to escalate things. Let's just forget about it? Of course not. Of course the United States is going to retaliate. Now, why wouldn't Iran have that same right? But my question is, where were all those Western leaders when Israel attacked the Iranian consulate? Why didn't they say anything? Where was the condemnation then? I mean, wasn't that Israel trying to sow chaos and trying to provoke a war? And also, if Western leaders would have said something then and would have strongly condemned the Israeli attacks and also would have opened a dialogue with Iran, don't you think that the likelihood of the Iranian attacks happening would have been reduced considerably? So what is the West up to? What are they doing? I mean, it's almost like, and this is gonna sound crazy, but it's almost like the West is somehow being controlled by Israel. Could that be true? Well, I'm gonna let you answer that one yourself, but I just wanted to point out the extreme hypocrisy by the West.